Hey guys, Sky here, and in today's video, I wanted to go over my thought process when hunting a monster and how to learn a new monster. So the first thing I like to do is look at the hit zones of the monster, also known as what its weak points are. You can do this in-game through the hunter notes. Today we'll be fighting a Teostra, so let's go ahead and find that and look at that. Personally, I use a wiki to find the exact values of each of these, but the hunter notes works just fine. One thing to note is when you're first fighting this, these won't be available because you will have to level up your research level for these monsters by gathering tracks or hunting the monster. So it might be worth it to look these up beforehand, just so you know where to hit the monster. So here on Teostra, we can see that we've got weak points on the head, the wings, and the tail. So when we go in to fight the monster, we're going to want to look to hit those parts, specifically the head, because it's the weakest part of the monster. And we can see that it is weakest to water, ice, and then it has decent resistances against sleep, paralysis, and blast, but is a little bit more susceptible to poison and stun. So we just want to keep all those things in mind when we're making a build and going out to fight this monster. I'll go ahead and show the actual hit zone value table of the monster here. Alright, now that we know kind of what our game plan is going into the fight, let's go ahead and look at our set that we're going to be using. This is just my great sword set. We have the Arch-Tempered Volcana armor with the Fatalis arms and the Fatalis greatsword. This is just my basic greatsword set. The main skill we want to look at here is Evade Window, which I would highly recommend to use when learning a monster. I use Evade Window in pretty much all of my sets, as it's a great comfort skill and allows for more opportunities to hit the monster. When learning a new monster, I do strongly suggest you use it though, no matter what, as this will help you learn the monster's moves and be able to dodge through them. Alright, let's get into the hunt. Alright, so here we are out on Day of Ruin, and we're gonna go out and go to the monster here. Let's go say hi to Teostra. And the first thing we're going to want to do is just see what the monster does. So first, we're just going to start off at about a medium distance and see what moves it does. So we've got this flamethrower attack. He's going to charge us here. Run back at us, do this bite. Let's get back to a medium distance. He's going to walk up towards us and do this chomp side blast move. He's got this AoE blast here. Get back to medium distance. He's got this pounce move. Gonna do that again. It seems to really like this move, so maybe we can exploit this later. So now that we've kind of got a basic idea what he does at medium distance, there's that AoE blast again. Let's go ahead and run pretty far away from him to see what he does. So here he's gonna run right up to us and do this long range blast move. Let's get far away again. There's that long range blast move again as we get further away. He's gonna run back up to us again, do like a bite move. Do another bite move as he runs up. So it looks like he likes to do this long range blast move as we're getting away, and once we're a sufficient distance, he likes to go for some kind of close range bite move. So now that we know that, let's go ahead and get right up next to him to see what he does. Looks like he does his charge when you're right next to him as well, so we're gonna have to keep that in mind. There's this close range flame breath move. We've got this bite that slides him around. A bite that goes to the side. There's that sliding move again. See what else he can do. There's that charge again. And once we kind of have an idea of what he's doing close range, here we go, he can fly, so we're going to look at him doing a flame move when he's flying, and here's his dive bomb, so we kind of know what his options are there. Now we're going to try and get directly behind him to see what he does when we're behind him. Oh, he's gonna wind pressure us and hit us. Here we go, we're behind him. He's gonna do this tail slam move. I'm gonna go ahead and just heal up here since we're not really attacking. Get behind him again, see what else he does. He looks like he likes to turn around and do that sliding move again when we're behind him to turn himself towards us. Let's get behind him one more time. He went and roared there. And there's a bite that turns him completely around while being stationary. So now that we kind of know what his options are in a few different scenarios, we're going to use our evade window skill. And we're just going to practice dodging through these moves. So here we're going to use evade window to go through this flamethrower attack. Gonna do it again. And you can see that we can kind of get right up next to him here once he does that. Here we're gonna roll through this slide. Again. There's a close bite. We can just get to his side there. Here's this flame rain move. This is a pretty big move, so it's kind of hard to get out of the way of. So we'll just run away, and once we get used to kind of dodging through these moves now, we're going to start working in what kind of moves we can start hitting them with out of these. So with this chop, we're just going to go ahead and do a basic draw attack. For this, we got a little bit more room, so we're going to go for one more level. There's the flame rain, so we're just going to roll away. And we're just not going to get too greedy here, just do our basic attacks, see what our openings look like, how long we need to recover from them. Here's gonna roar again. See what else he does here. Here's a bite attack. We're gonna get up close, hit his head. There's the chomp. We're gonna roll through it. And let's see if we can get him to do that flamethrower attack, which seems to be a pretty big opening for us. Here we go. We're gonna run in close to the side of his head. And now we can do a full charge attack here, right on the head. So that seems to be a pretty good opportunity for us. Another good one seems to be when he does his tail swipe. We can run around towards in front of him. And otherwise, after most moves, we can just get in a basic draw attack with the great sword on his head and roll away in time without needing to worry about anything. Once we kind of know this, we want to start figuring out where we want to stand throughout the hunt in relation to the monster. So whatever his easiest moves to dodge are. It seems like a lot of his easiest moves are these like quick bites. We can just roll into his arms. So we kind of just want to stand near his like front paws. So we're just going to go ahead and do that and get used to reading his moves that he does here and dodging through them. We can go ahead and do his supernova again. So let's go ahead and get in close, kind of to the side of his head, I would say. I'm gonna go ahead and turn. Kind of have an opening here on this AoE blast because he doesn't put one to the sides of his head. We can go ahead and do that. And since we had his head enough, he went ahead and tripped, so we can get a big opportunity for damage right there. And this is kind of what you're just going to do until you get used to every single move that the monster does and you're confident dodging through them all and knowing what moves to do in response. As you play the game and get more experienced, you won't have to do this as a standalone quest or as a standalone experiment. You'll be able to integrate this into your normal hunts. But when you're first learning a monster or you're not sure what the typical moves are of monsters in this game, this is a great way to learn without having any pressure of needing to do a lot of damage or worrying about killing the monster on your first try. So whenever I go into a hunt that I'm not really familiar with, this is kind of what I do. As I've become more experienced with the game, I kind of just work this into my regular hunts. So I hope you learned something today. Like and subscribe if you did learn something. And comment down below what I should cover next. Happy hunting out there.